Explorers, I'm Trish. I'm the Senior Community Manager here at Radiant Worlds, and we're going to talk about the making of the CG trailer today. So I'm joined here today by Ian, our art director, and Matt, who's our audio director. It's kind of like a collab in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Team.
So let's just jump right into it. So do you want to talk a little bit about how the making of the CG trailer kind of went?
So you had the original sort of idea for the way that it was going to progress from the character.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, there was a lot of jumping around and waving my arms, but I had this idea. Essentially, we knew what was in the game. It's quite kind of, it was quite obvious what was in the game. So it was a matter of pulling out things like the epicness, the humour, biomes, the kind of different hairstyles, the portals, the equipment, the dual wielding, chicken,
Yeah.
Sheep,
a sheep,
Yeah.
tigers.
yes. So it was kind of pulling all that stuff together and saying, right, that's our content, that's what we kind of wanted to kind of show, and then working out a script from that. Yeah, we collaborated with Maverick on that, and so then that was worked up into a storyboard.
Yeah, talk about the storyboard. So kind of like the beginning vision of what the CG trailer would look like.
All the characters, we had some pieces before, for the, the development of the game so far we had, but there were parts of the outfits and some characters that hadn't really yet kind of been so fully formed. So yeah, we had to go away and produce all those and decide, how they fit best into the CG trailer, because we had some archetypes we had an idea, but they weren't really representative. And then there was the tools and the equipment. We had some of that. We had like pickaxes, and we had swords, we had shields and armour, but there's certain objects there that need to be created because it just told the story better. You never audioed the storyboard, did you?
No.
You went straight to the end.
Right.
So I mean, like from a time scale, it's like animatic audio starts, and then I'm kind of working in conjunction with you and Maverick until the point where we're finished.
So let's talk a little bit about what the animatics is. Like, what exactly is that phase?
I guess that's a really, really raw phase at the beginning. You have the storyboard, which is essentially 2D, and you have that on paper, some drawings. You get a pretty good idea where it's going to go. There's a lot of gaps in there, isn't there? So you can sometimes animate that, but in this case, they took some very rough assets and they just blocked out what the scene looked like with a camera, some movement, some very, very raw animation, some objects with the background.
Okay.
So, but like
yeah,
art is very basic.
Yeah,
it's just to kind of block
but
out.
it just
how it's
really
gonna
It's
feel.
kind of like a 3D image.
Yeah, it's like a
like a
3D storyboard essentially.
Okay,
Gives
yeah.
you a much better idea of how it's going to flow.
Okay, so Matt, you came in right when the animatics was done.
Yeah, that's kind of when my work started. I gave Maverick temp tracks, like tracks from the game. They put together an edit of those. Once the animatics done, I can then start music composition, kind of go through that, and then once the animation's kind of done to a certain level, I can start doing sounds. So it's kind of like the music and the sound kind of progress at the same time-ish.
Obviously the challenge of a CG trailer is knowing that someone's going to view it and say, oh well, how does it look in game? So how did we kind of address that with our art and also with the audio?
Yeah,
the backdrops though that we're...
Yeah, the voxel worlds. Yeah, that was a really smart thing. We essentially Marcus, our technical artist, he developed a tool which extracted the voxels from the game. The kind of cubes that make up a game world like ours. Yeah. And transferring those into meshes and could physically use in the actual trailer themselves. So that was really useful because then obviously our locations they actually are the same location. So yeah.
So do you want to kind of talk me through that a bit more, because I think that's quite interesting. I think a lot of players probably won't recognize that. Because they haven't been able to play the game yet, or they've just seen the first cinematic and they're like, oh, it's a CG trailer, but what does the game actually look like?
I had to go through the game and kind of location scout like you would for a movie. So we knew the script had like, a location for the farmer, somewhere where the gladiator could fight. So it was a matter of looking at the game and kind of going, where best fits this to what we have. Yeah. So like for the gladiators finding something that was kind of desert-ish, so we kind of showed that off. It was more gladiatorial. The farmer was finding a nice village, we had these village adventures that appear. So he was finding these locations in the game and then kind of saying, right, we've got these, let's extract them, hand them over, and then it's a matter of just framing it so it looks right. So
well, thanks for joining us today, Explorers. That's all the time we have for now, and see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.